Alright, so number 7, I don't really think we need to talk too much about this character. It's Magalor from, Kirby Return to Dreamland. And
further proof that Kirby is ridiculously big, especially in Japan.
Yeah, I don't really think we need to say much more about Magalor. I think at this point, if there's going to be a Kirby rep, I think Waddle Dee is probably the top contender.
Well,
because they wouldn't make another character without realizing how popular Waddle Dee is as a ballot choice.
The big four entourages,
and he is one of the big four now, pretty much.
Yeah.
For me, it's also with Magalor. I just don't think he's really iconic for the Kirby series as a whole, or Nintendo as a whole. So I feel like he would fit the role more of an assist trophy or boss or a trophy.
I look at him and I think assist trophy.
Okay, here's the thing. Can't really... Okay, you know how Nightmare's an assist trophy? Personally, I would like this. I would like there to be a cookie country stage for Kirby, and Magalor come in, turn into another dimension, where all the DLC characters hang out.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, because Magalor, I see him as an awesome boss, awesome threat, but he's too big for a character. He really is, because he's freaking huge. And
I think they're thinking of like the regular size Magalor. Not
the regular size Magalor really doesn't do anything in the grand scheme of things.
Okay,
so
we can't really bring moveset arguments into place here.
I know, but you have Waddle Dee in there, and let's be fair, we're all in agreement that he's the better choice.
I would say so. Magalor, I think Waddle Dee's got you beat on this one. No offense to Magalor supporters, I just think there's a much higher competition ahead of you.
It's because
I think Magalor would be a better asset for the game as opposed to a character like a stage hazard or an assist trophy.
Waddle Dee has prominence. The only way I can see Magalor working in his normal form as a fighter is if all his attacks are like off screen, they like warp in, which would be cool. But that's also not the threatening Magalor I know. That's just NPC Magalor.
Yeah, also just thinking of it in general. In the Kirby series, let's be fair, Sakurai created Waddle Dee. He didn't create Magalor. So, there's gonna be a little bias towards that.
Uprising.
So this is bias I'm okay with.
Okay.
But
anyway.
So we can move on to our next character, which this is gonna break people's hearts.
Oh no.
This one hurts. The Ice Climbers.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Unfortunately, and I had this whole conversation before in the Smash chat, was it really impossible, or is it just that he needed more time? And after hearing, I can't remember where I heard the article, but he said that he had to work as hard as he could, did everything he had to do to get the characters as compressed as possible onto the 3DS, so the Ice Climbers might literally be impossible.
Maybe.
This hurts.
For me, it's not only the 3DS, I also think the Wii U can't handle it, because we can't even get all the stages working on Wii U, and imagine 8 Ice Climbers on a stage at once.
So 16.
I don't think yes.
We've had 8 Ice Climbers in Melee, but 16 on the Wii U.
Yeah, so I don't think it can handle that.
Well,
it's really hard to say at this point.
The only way I can see regular Ice Climbers coming back is if it's Wii U exclusive and cannot be played on a player Smash. But really,
I don't see that.
It doesn't seem like it's worth the effort.
But really, why is that fair? Why is that fair?
And then there's the argument of just bringing one of them back, but that's going to create this huge split between the characters and the fan base, and it's going to really make things difficult for the next one. Like, how do you... do you bring the 2 back, or do you bring the 1 back? You can't really bring both of them back. That just seems redundant.
Let's put this in perspective. Sakurai was considering putting Dr. Mario in as a costume for Mario, but then he realized, fans of Dr. Mario are going to be displeased with this change because of how he played in Melee, so they made him a character.
Mario.
Yeah.
So imagine that, but taking the Ice Climbers and taking their one defining feature being 2 playable entities in one character, and they take that away.
Yeah, and I feel like also just kind of one of those, if you have to rework it, I feel like it might just end up being so close to deity at that point, especially like a lot of his melee attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just one of those, I don't think it's worth the effort. I mean, I still like the Ice Climbers, except maybe not in Brawl. Chain Grab's
No.
Even Melee's got the wobbles, but
I know, but
I mean, this
I
game,
think the
if
Chain
Ice
Grab
Climbers-
is just even worse.
if Ice Climbers was in this game, the chain grab would probably not be nearly as much of an issue because they fixed that with all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be a good idea to bring them back.
It's really hard to bring them back. If they can't...
I mean, if they could, that'd be sweet, but
Yeah.
like you said, it seems like an impossibility at this point.
Yeah, if they actually did find a way to get both characters working, I'd be happy to see them back. But if they can't, I really want them to sit this one out and come back in the next one as they always have been.
Like what
They would come back in the next game, no doubt.
like what happened in Mewtwo.
Yeah.
You know, just skip one, come back. Here's my take on it. Okay, barring a miracle, a freaking miracle, regular Ice Climbers, or you don't, because if you do rework them, and regardless, maybe like Sopo is top tier, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever, that would take away what people like, the Ice Climbers.
No, you're right. There is no middle ground with this. It's either Ice Climbers as you know them, or no Ice Climbers.
Yeah, and if that miracle can happen, do it. Do it. You can't turn it back on fans. Because they'll suck you in and you'll get chopped up.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I want them back. I want them back.
Well, speaking of sucking in fans, we have our next character.
Oh, you're funny.
So yeah, moving on to our next character, we have... Oh man, it's Geno!
And
Geno
I will always love you.
I mean, I don't blame them for wanting Geno. I
Geno
still want
fans are the original
Bomberman,
fans.
and I will continue to support Bomberman, so I don't blame the Geno fans at all.
Completely talked over Tyler, but he brings up
Like 3
really
times.
point.
Sorry.
Yeah, Geno fans are the original Ridley fans.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, well, at least. Hey, at least.
I mean, at least there wasn't a size argument or anything, but still.
Yeah. Square Enix isn't screwing up as much as
That other company.
Mr. Pachinko, but
Yeah.
they're kind of dormant besides Final Fantasy. Say Square Enix did put in a character. Think about the timing of what's going on. Who would be the most relevant? Kingdom Hearts 3 or 2.5? Whatever it turned out to be is coming out.
2.8.
God.
2.8.5?
If they would put anyone in, it'll be Sora. But
It would be
even
cool to
I
see
don't
Sora.
think that's.
But
I feel like Sora would be more of a PlayStation All-Stars character, I think, honestly. I think,
And-
personally, in my head, that they, with their characters, if they not bring them back to their most, like, classic roots, I think for a Final Fantasy character, they would honestly go with, like, a Black Mage from, like, Final Fantasy 1.
Yo,
Something
Black
like
Mage would be sick. I mean,
Yeah,
I
Like,
love
that I
Black
actually would
Mage.
like. I think that'd be a really cool idea. But
Yeah, random tangent. If they put in Black Mage, have his voice from Mario Hoops 3-on-3. He sounded so cool.
Yes.
I mean, there's really not much else we can really say about Geno that we can't say about our next character. But at
now,
the same
now we
time,
know our ABCs.
yeah, I think Geno. It's just, I think
Geno
it'd be
is
cool. He's technically
a
a Mario character, but at the same time, it's really. Can we really get Square Enix to go in with this idea? Can we really get them to
I
play
feel
nice?
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those. It's the cycle's just gonna be keep repeating and repeating. I think just honestly, Square Enix just doesn't really care about Geno anymore. 'Cause
Geno is just forever a legend that we talk about for
Yeah.
speculation.
It's like his cloak isn't blue anymore. It's gray. He collected so much stuff.
Oh, that's a good way
It's
of putting it.
faded and just dusty and probably doesn't even work
Now,
anymore.
now here's the thing. I would want Geno in because
Yes.
with lasers, can you imagine how many freaking like MLG jokes there'd be? It'd be funny for like a minute, then I'd get sick of it. But
So
still,
we have Rob.
He could be Rob's buddy. I don't care. I don't care.
Geno and Rob on doubles.
Oh, no.
man.
This is why we have Team Attack on.
It's like Geno and Rob versus two villagers.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Oh, no.
Oh god.
Well, let's
Yeah,
move on.
that's Geno.
So yeah, I think we can move on to our next character, which is still surprising beyond all belief, defying everything we know. These characters are still not only popular here in the West, very popular here in the West, I might add, but in Japan they're still alive. How is this possible? It's Banjo-Kazooie!
There's a pulse. Hooray! I can't do it.
I mean, it's interesting to me from all this, because from what I remember of this whole thing, it was after Phil Spencer put out the tweet about Banjo-Kazooie, like, Banjo hype was, like, solid for, like, a full 2 weeks, and then afterwards, we didn't hear much.
Well, I mean, there's not much else you can
I
really
I think
do, but the
that's, I
support
think that's
is...
what set the spark, was that tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once Phil Spencer said something, Banjo for Smash 4 was so hot you could burn ice cream.
Like, I think that's the thing with Smash, is when a character seems plausible because of, like, one little thing, it blows up.
Yeah.
And let's be real here, Phil Spencer is probably the best thing to happen to the Xbox since Halo 1.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
It's just his whole statement in general. Just the first line. I think it'd be cool to have Banjo in Smash. If it was just that, I would have said, "Oh, he's just trying to be a nice guy." But then he goes on to say, he goes on to say, "We've worked with Nintendo with the rare IPs, no problem." And then that's when everyone just went, "What?"
Phil Spencer is such a pro.
What? Yeah.
Now the whole trouble here is, can we really get Banjo-Kazooie into Smash? There are a few things that work in their favor. The biggest one is that Sakurai had considered Banjo-Kazooie in the Smash in the past, in the Smash past, but like having them owned by their competition, and now the competition is saying go for it. We're just like, please Nintendo, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a matter of if or when, but, like, I don't know. It's one of those things that we'll just have to wait and see.
Nintendo,
Like, it's not out of the possibility.
Nintendo, you are being dangled a juicy sandwich. Why are you not eating it?
Now, the whole problem here is that people were saying, like, if Banjo-Kazooie got in, it would promote their games. But you know what? Banjo 3 isn't a thing. No one... I mean, Rare Replay is cool, but if you want it, you
but
probably have
realistically speaking, their only two games are on Nintendo.
it.
Not counting, like, cameos and stuff.
Yeah, and not only that, but
that other
Banjo-Kazooie...
game.
You think about it, in Japan, the Xbox One is basically dead. So...
Even the 360 was not too
so
hot there.
So how on earth would this be helping their competition in Japan? I just go for it. We all want Banjo-Kazooie. Even if we didn't vote for them, we want them.
Yeah, here's the thing. It'd be different if Rare and Microsoft were doing things with Banjo, but since they're not, all the Japanese would play Smash 4 and seeing him in there, they would look back and it's like, oh, they're Nintendo games. I don't care what they say. Banjo and Kazooie are, they're Nintendo characters. I don't care what anyone says.
And what's even more interesting is that in Brawl and in the 3DS and Wii U, Rare is listed in the credits. They're not in the credits, but they're there for the music. Like Grandma Blast and King K. Rool, they're listed from I think it was the original composition. It says Rare Limited. So basically, you can actually say Banjo-Kazooie from Rare, and you don't have to say Microsoft.
Unless they really get on their case about that, but
even then, like, it would just be added to the title screen because they added the trademark for Capcom USA after they added for you.
But here's the thing: if Phil Spencer says, "We worked with them, no problem," I don't think that would be a problem. So I don't know.
And
I would love them in.
Again, it's one of those we'll just have to wait and see. But Banjo-Kazooie would be fantastic.
yeah,
I would love them.
the only real problem I can see with them is just an amiibo. What do you do with your competition's amiibo? Can you really do it?
That's a good point.
Can you put?
Yeah.
Can you have a Banjo-Kazooie costume in Mario Maker? Can you do that?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's probably one of the big things that they're considering with a lot of the characters now, is because all the DLC is getting amiibo. Like, would they be able to use the character in my other games and stuff?
Yeah, and it's not.
That probably have to be part of the contract with, like, the characters and stuff.
Yeah, and what is Microsoft gonna do with the amiibo?
They're gonna steal the technology.
It'll look good on your Xbox.
Yeah.
No, it's like gonna like show it to the Xbox One. It's like peeping camera, and then it unlocks like I don't know a skin for rare replay for 5 cents. Screw it. Whatever. I'm out.
I mean, in all honesty, I love Banjo-Kazooie. I would love to see them get in Smash. I would love to get a Banjo-Kazooie amiibo. But let's be real here. I think that's like the only two real things that are keeping Banjo-Kazooie from absolutely getting in at this point is the fact that Nintendo has to say yes, and the fact that Microsoft would just be cool with them not being able to use their own amiibo.
Yeah.
The thing that amiibos sell so freaking well.
That isn't their stocks.
It's kind of a big thing on a business standpoint.
You want to know how big it is? Shulk was available at GameStop Online yesterday for about 5 seconds.
Nobody told me.
And that's gone.
And I'm sad. I am sad. I'm losing my head now.
Do you want me to
I
say?
think we said all we need to on Banjo at this
Yeah.
point.
So we'll move on to our technical number 10. Our last character here is Paper Mario, which is like, can we really do
the
Paper
idea
Mario?
is cool,
I
but
mean, like,
it's just a
no.
matter of is it a realistic possibility?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sorry. I don't mean
one
like,
thing
can we really do that? I'm just saying like Paper Mario, can he get in? I don't mean like he couldn't have his own original moveset. I think he could have his own original moveset, making him different from the Marios we have.
Oh God, could he?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, the fact that he could be different, but it's one, I mean, still, it technically is still another Mario, which we kind of have 3 of. I just think, to the casual consumer, that still might be a little, but I think the other thing is that Nintendo really doesn't seem to show much Paper Mario support. I mean, with
they're
how iffy Sticker Star was, and in Paper Jam, like, Paper Mario's like just a secondary character in that.
Yeah, Paper Jam's a Mario and Luigi game. And here's the thing, Mario and Luigi holds more prominence than Paper Mario nowadays, and
Yeah.
well, Paper Mario's kind of piggybacking on them right now, so, and I agree, we need a Mario RPG rep, but if we do, it's gotta be something special, it's gotta be off the wall, crazy, maybe green, maybe a brilliant inventor, I don't know.
I mean, lost at this idea.
I feel like if we were to get a spin-off character, it probably would be Waluigi first, I feel.
Wow.
To be honest, I can see that.
You're playing with my heart, but
Waluigi, side note, tangent, whatever, this is funny. Like, he has a reskin of Pac-Man side B, he swims through the air.
Well, I was talking about this, I know this is turning into a Waluigi thing, but I always figured, Nintendo has no idea what to do with Waluigi, so it'd just be one of those kind of things where maybe he just takes a move from literally every character in the roster and just makes this weird hodgepodge. But going back to Paper Mario, yeah, it's just, I don't feel like Nintendo really cares enough for Paper Mario to really put him in, and I feel like, honestly, with this Smash Brothers, I think they might just be kind of done with Mario characters. Like, they got a lot in there, and I think they want to give some other franchises some love in this.
With Paper Mario, like, the whole idea of him being a character is questionable, but I'm okay with Paper Mario cameos, like the stage that we have on 3DS, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot about.
Yeah.
No, I like it. It's got Mario and Luigi music, of course I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I think the final word is, Paper Mario's not in a good enough stance, at least not over, like, the other Mario RPG representative.
Yeah.
So, if there's gonna be, if they somehow, like, do a representative from the RPG, which I would love, it'd be great, but it would be something fun.
Yeah, and I feel like just even then, it would probably be more of a general Mario spin-off character, probably even before that, so I do not see Paper Mario's chances being that great at the moment.
I don't know. If Sakurai eats something weird in the fridge and he gets a good idea, maybe, yeah, whatever. But
I mean, that's how we got Dark Bit.
yeah. Okay.
I think so. Has everybody said their thoughts on Paper Mario then?
Yeah. I would like it, but,
But I want Waluigi more.
Oh.
Okay, so, yeah, I think we have 3 things to talk about now. Just 3 more things. First of all, your predictions on how you think the characters are going to be chosen. Do you think this is going to be more of a suggestion? Do you think this is going to be more of the votes? Or do you think... how do you think it's going to go about?
I
definitely think it's a suggestion thing.
I don't know. They clearly said, vote here in the ballot.
And then we'll consider.
So, here's the thing. It could be a little half and half, but it's...
I definitely think the voting and the amount of votes will take place because they realize, this millions amount of people want King K. Rool, so we pretty much have to make him a character at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's definitely a 50-50 thing where
it's definitely
they'll most likely go with the characters that they think are really, really good ideas, and there's a general amount of support for. And then I think there's going to be like 1 or 2 characters where there's an absurd amount of support where they just kind of have to give in to that.
Yeah, here's the thing. They'll look half and half on both sides, and then they'll just look in like the white area, like the famous one that fits the criteria best, and the ones that they think, that's a good moveset, and hey, decent following. So it's not like unless you can make a really, really good moveset Shrek, no.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to do their research for pretty much every single character that has a fair amount of votes.
Yeah,
they're going to do their research, they're going to talk to companies about it, about the possibilities.
And I think, honestly, if you're a first-party character, your chances are so much better of getting picked.
Your chances are significantly higher.
Yeah.
Right.
Because here's the thing, if you got like a first-party character voted up the wazoo,
like King K. Rool?
Yeah, you're like the cookie on a sidewalk. You can only want it picked up.
That depends. It's the cookie on a plate.
It doesn't matter. It's so delicious you don't care.
Basically, before, from what I saw from Source Gaming, was that Sakurai had this criteria of characters that he would pick and put in. But the thing is, I don't know if those really hold up well because he's letting us pick. That's kind of what's going on. He's letting us pick and then he picks those picks. It's kind of weird.
I mean, imagine if Goku was number 1.
Oh, God.
Ew. Wait, we already got Goku.
It's called me.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Lucario and Ryu.
Yeah.
We got furry and fleshy Goku. We need no more.
So it's kind of weird to see what's going to happen here. A lot of the criteria, like, does the character have a game coming out in the future or anything like that? That doesn't really matter here. And the thing is, if you still want to say relevancy is an argument against some characters like Karul, well, technically the costume kind of makes him relevant again.
I think what makes him relevant is the amount of votes.
Yeah.
Because they're shown, they want this character.
And the trademark, too.
Yeah, the trademark. I was just about to mention that. They redid the trademark for Karul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see what's going to be happening here.
Well, this whole thing with the voting was suggesting it's just one big game of Japanese roulette.
Yeah.
See what shoots first.
Okay, so I think we can, and now we can move on to the last one is, who did we actually vote for?
CJ, you want to go first? It's your video.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. And as I've said before, I was only going to vote for one character, and I never said I wasn't going to get my family involved. Never said that, so I called up my 2 older brothers. My oldest one, I gave him I gave both my brothers a choice. I said, here, would you do me a favor and vote for one of these 2 characters, either Bomberman or King K. Rool? And my oldest brother voted for
Shrek.
My oldest brother voted for Bomberman because he thought he would just fit in so well into Smash.
Yeah.
And my middle brother voted for King K. Rool because he was more recognizable to him, I guess. But then I got my nephew involved. My little 6-year-old nephew, so I'd have to type up the vote for him anyway. I got him to like King K. Rool. I showed him the costume. I showed him 2 episodes of the cartoon. And when he saw King K. Rool doing the evil lullaby in Baby Kong Blues, he just died laughing.
Oh, God.
So, I went down to a McDonald's and I put in a vote using my 3DS for King K. Rool for him. So then I went home and I voted for Bomberman. And I'm going to show what I what I left in the suggestion box for Bomberman.
Your life is interesting, CJ.
Your votes are so much more interesting than mine.
Well,
I just after the ballot, just type in a thing, enter it, that's it.
Well, the thing was,
I had
an
in-depth thing for each of the things I voted for, but still.
I mean, the thing was for the I researched like the IP address. It said like all your devices actually share the same IP address. So I wanted to make sure that the King K. Rool one was going to count.
You were thorough about this.
I wanted to leave no chances. I want to put in these two characters with no regret. I've made
Change your
myself
channel
up.
name to the Dedicated Smasher.
Okay, so who wants to go next? Those were my two characters. Who wants to go next?
I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. Okay, so I had to change mine for multiple reasons and like multiple times, and just opinions changing and whatnot. First character I voted for was the Inkling because of
Same
Splatoon
exact
hype.
thing here.
Yep, exactly. Like we wanted to vote for the Inkling, give them a chance. But then the costume kind of came in, and it's not that they're just confirmed or anything, but it's just the whole uncertainty that kind of went around. So, and then I thought, hey, I'd do my runner-up, which was Lloyd, and costume again, uncertainty. You know how that goes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we've only been talking about that for how long? So I don't know. But then a new series kind of came to my interest. Insert dancing GIF here of the character. Bum, 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 bum. I started voting for Shantae.
Oh yeah, and that's right. We need to talk about Shantae and Shovel Knight in a little bit, but
I voted for Shantae just because I fell in love with Pirate's Curse, and since I finished Pirate's Curse and got the good ending and everything, I went through the series backwards, and I played all the way through Risky's Revenge, and then I played all the way through the first game. I just fell in love with the Shantae series, and now I really, really want her in Smash.
This is just like magic.
Oh, I hope she grants my wish.
You could just basically copy and paste what Tyler put and put it in mine. But to be honest, I only voted for the Inkling at first, and then just recently I put in my vote for Shantae, especially if you have been on Twitter or you've been in YouTube comments, Shantae's support is freaking nuts.
Yeah, like there was this result from research in Japan, but like a lot of polls through Reddit and big polls too, Shantae came out at #1 by like a significant margin.
Well, be careful, because I did remember that there was one poll in particular that Shantae won, where they didn't include King K. Rool because they said the costume deconfirmed him, yet at the same time they allowed Girahim and Ridley in there with citations of saying deconfirmed.
Which is dumb.
I've seen multiple polls that had K. Rool, that had like people being able to enter characters, and then people would vote them. I've seen multiples, and Shantae was still really high up, if not #1.
It's a stock world.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
guess
a
the
lot
big
of
problem with
polls.
Shantae is lack of representation in Japan.
Yeah,
we'll get to that
talk
one.
about more about Shantae and Shovel Knight really quick after we get all our votes in, and then just
You were saying,
talk about
Patrick?
those.
So Pat, you're saying Shantae.
Shantae, because I've seen the support for her a lot, and I think she'd be a great pick personally, especially for moveset wise. But
Moveset wise, we will get into later, but there is tons to talk about.
yeah. Fluffle, you?
It's Logan, you are a friend. Just call me Logan. Okay, whatever. Okay,
You want Fluffle?
CJ, you think you're dirty about this? I voted 5 times technically. I got friends. They don't really care about Smash. Like, burn them. I know, but I used the vote. I don't 5 characters. You want to hear them?
Yes.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. That's the point of the video.
Fluffle.
That's my vote. Okay. One friend, Shovel Knight. Okay. I played the game. It was great. Banjo-Kazooie, of course, because I grew up with. I love them and stuff. Bomberman, please.
Yes,
Freaking
please.
please. Inklings, because I'm a good sport. And Fluffle.
There he is.
There he is. Because it's not like he's staring into your soul right now or nothing.
Not like he has Fury.
Oh, you're funny. That's so last week.
Last week, that was like how many years ago?
Shut up.
Alright, so now I think which one do we want to go over first? Shovel Knight or Shantae?
Well, technically they're kind of in the same boat, but
Yeah.
the thing
Right.
is, though,
they
when
have,
we look
different,
at
they
the
have little different things that could make worlds of difference
Yeah.
They have
True.
similar strengths and similar problems. You know?
yeah.
for...
So anybody who's looking at the Japanese votes right now and saying, where's Shovel Knight and where's Shantae? You were as
Nowhere.
confused as I was for Shantae. Shovel Knight I could understand because he's still not in Japan. And even if Nintendo were to publish Shovel Knight in Japan, that doesn't guarantee that he'll be put in, because Nintendo published Rayman Legends, and all I got was this Rayman Trophy T-shirt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a salty leak.
Yeah. So Shovel Knight, I can understand why he might not get in, and Shantae is kind of in the same situation, because when I went to go look up some information about Shantae's games, turns out none of them have been on a Nintendo system in Japan.
Yeah, not even the Virtual Console release of the first game.
That's crazy.
It even says on the Wikipedia, it says worldwide, excluding
The
Japan.
best research ever.
Yeah, on PC and but excluding Japan, it's not on PC.
I know, it's so weird. I mean, she's there, she's on the PC, but most of them don't recognize her as a Nintendo character, so it's kind of understandable. But everywhere else in the world, she's incredibly popular. But,
It's not. I mean, here's the thing: it's not like Smash Bros. Is the PC fighting game. It's Nintendo. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, just with Shantae and why I think her chances still remain pretty good. She's pretty consistent around the world for, her votes, and WayForward's been pushing her like crazy. And, okay, pause this video right now. Go to the Shantae Half Genie Hero Indies Night trailer that Nintendo has on their channel. Scroll that comment section. Count the amount of times you see a Shantae for Smash comment on there.
Like, if nothing else, they are going to do their research on Shantae. They might talk to WayForward about it. I'm pretty sure they're going to see the popularity of Shantae.
And what I like about Shantae is, one, she does have a legacy, at least in the US, for Nintendo. She's been around for a while, and she also represents a big part of Nintendo's history, at least for their digital distribution services. Because Shantae, Risky's Revenge was the absolute queen of the DSi eShop for pretty much its entire life.
And here's the thing: people will probably look at that thinking, "Okay, you're just like scraping around for as much as you can say." But no, that's not true. Here's the thing: I think no matter what, after all this, we're gonna get an indie rep. And here's the thing: Nintendo in recent years, they have been huge on indie developers.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why Nindies a thing. And me personally, I think Shantae has an all-around better national chance, because Nintendo's got Japan by the throat. It's like they're just so big over there. It's gonna matter a lot for what the Japanese has to say. So I think that really hurts Shovel Knight personally. Shantae has better national support all around. In the West, Shovel Knight might be there, but if you do, you remember back when Marth and Roy and Melee, they weren't even out in the West before, and then it's like Shovel Knight's not in Japan. It's like it could be reverse Marth and Roy, but here's the thing: since Nintendo relies a lot on Japan, that could be rewarding or very risky.
Yeah. I mean, I know one of the big characters that had a huge American influence to be in Smash is Little Mac.
Yep.
And, I don't know.
I mean,
I definitely don't think American, or more localized American characters are too far-fetched. I think that's the point of the ballot.
Yeah. It's like, okay, again, we gotta consider it's ultimately Sakurai's decision. So okay, is he gonna go with traditional safe, what Japan wants to say more, or is he gonna pull some really weird stuff and do the whole risky Shovel Knight up?
Risky?
Yeah. You didn't catch
Sorry.
it. You didn't catch that.
No, but
You're too busy looking at the dance.
Sorry, but no, I definitely think that they are considering for sure what the American audiences are looking at, and they would probably have a character like Shovel Knight or Shantae who hasn't been in Japan, and then they're going to have a curious audience in Japan who's going to see Shantae and go, "Oh, what could this character do?" They're going to try him out. They're going to get interested. They're going to localize all of the Shantae games in Japan. It's going to sell tons, and Shantae's going to become a world-known phenomenon. I'm telling you right now.
You're dreaming, buddy, but it's not unrealistic.
And you should dream too.
I do dream. Thank you.
Oh no!
We should share
You
the
just-
same dreams.
You just reminded me.
Okay, well,
You just reminded me.
You know, I think that covers for Shantae, but let's talk a little bit more about Shovel Knight. Go a
We
little
haven't
bit
even talked
more.
about moveset
Wait,
potential,
wait.
Let me tell you, it is all over the place.
Wait,
anyway,
CJ, you trying to say something there, buddy?
Yeah, going back to the whole dream thing there. During E3, I had
That's
a
confirmed.
nightmare where they said King K. Rool was a playable character, and I was like, cool, I'm loving this. And I go check it out, and it's not King K. Rool at all. It's like a Kremling with sunglasses and spiked collars, and they said, this is the conceptual design of King K. Rool from the past. And
It's
I'm like,
Crunch! It's Crunch!
yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? And then recently, a few weeks ago, they showed off some conceptual designs of the Kremlings and King K. Rool. I was like, oh god, this is so close to my nightmare.
It's like you dream that like Karol is gonna come up, but then you look on like in your dream, it's like it's Crunch. Big whatever the sound was.
that's like a cute, cuddly teddy bear Ridley.
I'm
This
scared.
isn't what I voted for.
Okay, I'm scared. Can we move on?
Yeah.
I think the top three most likely are probably King K. Rool, Shantae, and Shovel Knight. Like,
For
those three, I
coverage.
think, are ridiculously high.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many characters do you think they're going to actually put in for the DLC?
At
Because
the very least 4.
I would like to think 4. If they are truly
I
going
mean,
all out.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
I'm thinking with the ballot, you know, this isn't just for like, you know, two
I'm
or
sure there's
three.
I'm sure there's a ton of tough choices from the ballot.
Like they're gonna probably have to use this as much as they can, and I have the feeling that they're gonna be using this to, you know, give them time, especially for when NX comes out. So I'm thinking maybe 5 to 7, honestly.
Like all around. It's like here's the thing. People probably think like the once the ballot's all done, they got their results. They're gonna do like they're gonna limit the choices up top and only doing it for like a month or so. You gotta be kidding me. With an announcement this big, you really think they're gonna do that? This is a big deal for them. So I say they're gonna utilize it as much as possible, but for now, I realistically go with 5 with like
Nice.
at least one of them being like a Wolf veteran.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
the big 3, freaking K. Rool, Shantae, or Shovel Knight. I'm pretty sure either Shantae or Shovel Knight.
Yeah, one of them
One
I
of
think
those
is almost
two.
guaranteed at this point.
And then I think K. Rool still does have a big shot too.
Because out of all the first parties that aren't veterans, K. Rool's the king. He's the freaking king. I am the king.
He will have his finest hour soon, hopefully.
And we will be singing.
Yes,
while
we
wearing-
will.
while wearing virtual alligator heads.
I am
wait,
looking forward
crocodile,
to
I'm
it.
sorry. I disgraced him.
What have you done? They're
CJ,
after you now.
CJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 4 characters at the very least. I don't want to say at the very most. I'm hoping it's at least 4 characters, but I would say
Trying to be realistic.
yeah. I will say Wolf is definitely on his way. There's nothing more we need to really say about him. There's support in a game, and he's already been in Smash, so you already have it all done. I don't think there's a problem. There's maybe like this one slim chance that for some unseeable reason he might not get in, and then everybody's shocked and surprised.
The reason would be unseeable for sure.
Yeah, I honestly
They'd
can't
have
imagine.
to make some crap up.
Yeah, I honestly can't.
There was some technicality with Wolf's coding.
I ate a bad
something,
shrimp,
something.
and I did not feel good on development day.
Yeah,
So we canceled them.
Deal with it.
Going to some of the other characters, though, I think Wolf is definitely on his way. He's probably, and as I've said before, he's probably the DLC character that they might be working on right now. I think K. Rool still has a fantastic chance. I once again, though, there could be something that might prevent him from getting in. It's unknown at this point. But when you look at all the things that work in his favor, he's owned by Nintendo directly. He has so much support. And there's so much that they could really do with the character. He's got a lot of charm to him. They've got a lot of moveset potential.
It's
And-
like insulting that he's not in a game as wacky and well designed as Smash 4.
Basically. So I think he's a really good shot. I think if we do get an indie rep, it's either going to be Shovel Knight or Shantae, and I really don't know which one it is. And no, I don't believe the Shovel Knight rumor that came out before the amiibo. I don't believe
Don't
that
believe any rumor. There's a rumor that's going around that Metal Mario's coming.
Oh,
This is
Why-
God,
after
no.
On the Age, where we just can't believe anything anymore.
You
Yeah.
gotta show me footage or I'm not gonna give it a second thought.
You gotta show me footage. It's gotta be an actual video. It's gotta be like really, really, really good.
Non-camera footage. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So-
It can't be filmed by a potato
Yeah.
at
Okay.
an awkward angle, super blurry.
So I will say, if there's an indie character, it's either going to be Shovel Knight or Shantae. I'm not sure which one, so I'm just going to leave that one open to debate. And for the fourth character, and that's also if they actually do an indie character. If there's no indie character because they decide that it's not going to do well in Japan, and I'm only saying that as hypothetically. If
Yeah,
they don't,
just
I
trying to
think
say.
our four characters will be Wolf, King K. Rool, Waddle Dee, and possibly Inklings, or heck, we could go for a surprise character with Banjo-Kazooie. But,
Or something weird that Sakurai just wants to put in.
yeah, but if But
Like,
if they do,
Isaac.
but if they do accept indie characters, then I will say Wolf, King K. Rool, either Shovel Knight or Shantae. I really can't tell at this point, and probably Waddle Dee. And I know some people are asking about Isaac, and Isaac is definitely in the top 20 in Japan. But I mean, I really don't. I can't.
I
It's
think
hard to
Isaac
say.
is still a little too niche for his own good.
Maybe.
It's hard to say. No offense to the Isaac fans out there. No offense.
Yeah, he probably would be in me costume, I think.
Ooh.
My friend's gonna cry so much.
Okay, and who wants to go next?
I think
That's everybody.
I think that is everyone.
Oh, okay then. I
Yeah.
think we've wrapped it all up then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, still have a few days. Go vote for Shantae, and
What a
Hashtag crock the
cop-out.
vote.
Fuffle. Fuffle. Now.
Crock the vote! Crock the vote! You want me to sing, you know it.
People, vote
Peer
for
pressure,
who you
peer
want.
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.